So less than a week ago, the platform OnlyFans announced that they would be banning sexually explicit material, which makes up the vast majority of the content and the types of creators that are on that platform. It was seen as a complete abandoning of the creators who had made the platform worth as much as it was. And the reaction was harsh and fast too. And so people wondered, what are they going to do? Well, they did, I think, the only thing that made financial sense for them, at least in the short term. They are reversing course on plans to ban sexually explicit content after securing agreement with its payment processors, it is announced. Now, maybe there were some sort of new deals that were set up in the interim with the payment processors. Maybe. I think it's more likely that they were about to lose everything and they knew that, and so they decided we would rather have our content creators and more limited ways to process payments than have MasterCard like us and nobody will be on our platform. That's sort of my guess at this point, JR. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they were. I was wondering this as as things started getting banned and people had limitations and all that stuff. I was like, this is gonna eventually get to OnlyFans, where they're thinking we don't want to be considered this next porn site, right? And I didn't fully think they would get there because of the amount of money that was just being generated. I was like, well, money rules all. So I was a little surprised when they even started this whole thing, but I guess they came to their financial consciousness and they were thinking, hey, we got to continue to make our money. And who cares? There's so many people that are going through this platform, especially in times like this. You got to be the one, because guess what might happen? There might be another one that pops up to take your place, and they generate all that money.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose what's already been working for you. I think that's part of the motivation too. It's not like some other entity couldn't have started up and said, hey, all OnlyFans creators or whatever the hell they're called, come in, take us.
Well, and there already were some platforms that were almost certainly going to get some of those creators. I imagine even with this change, the creators are probably going to be a little bit less focused specifically on this platform, because you never know, maybe they'll make this change again. I don't know.
Right.
OnlyFans put out a statement saying, thank you everyone for making your voices heard. We have secured assurances necessary to support our diverse creator community and have suspended the planned October 1st policy change. OnlyFans stands for inclusion, and we will continue to provide a home for all creators. Please, we would really like to. Please, still call us home. Come back. Don't close the door. No, don't lock it. No. If I had to guess, that's probably how that went.
No, that first sentence just there. Thank you for everyone for making your voices heard. If you hear a company or entity say something like that, they're like, we just received a lot of public pressure, and we're gonna cave, which is fine. You listen to your customers basically. So that's what happens. You tried something, it didn't work.
Yeah. Anyway, look, I don't know if they're gonna necessarily recover like their reputation. I don't know generally what creators thought of OnlyFans before. I assume this is going to do some lingering damage to the way that their creators and customers think of them. But in the interim, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of individuals that either wholly or in part make their living through this, thankfully now are not being totally cast aside and wondering how they're gonna pay their rent. So that is a good thing.
Well, John,
it's a good.
We'll see if they follow my lead, because I was right about to end my JR's Candies page on OnlyFans. I was really close. It was just about to happen. I think that's the thing. I sent them an email and everything. I said, listen, I'm one of your top content creators, and I'm just not happy with this decision that you're about to make. This is ridiculous. Where will the customers get their candies? I mean, it's obvious, it's here. I think I should launch my own website. I need to be the competition.
Only JR's? Anyway, I don't know. Yeah, it was probably you. But anyway, beyond this, I would say, if you're watching this and you have a company, you sell a service, you sell a product, I have a crazy idea. Advertise on OnlyFans, or not even if you don't like OnlyFans because of what they did, whatever. Advertise on places where explicit content is provided, because stop being babies, honestly. Like you can advertise on things that have lingerie, you can advertise on things that have bikini, you can advertise on things which on different levels are about sexuality and titillation and all that. But if it's explicit, you can't. It's one, as we keep saying, it's one of the most fundamental things about being a human is sexuality. It is not new, it is not wrong in any way. Like dicing out little, like separating little areas where it's like, oh, well, you look really good in a bikini on the beach. That's really cool. You took off the bikini top, you're horrible. That doesn't make any sense. How long are we gonna continue like this as a species? We can move past this. We could do it all together. We could rip off the bandage and stop pretending that there's something wrong with this. If we want.
We have this fake, like, we're so, worried about what things look like. We have billboards with people, guns and movies and all this stuff that look really bad, way worse than this. So
yeah, I agree. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.